Is a little over a week away, and people from all over the country will be celebrating and honoring the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., including right here in Chattanooga. Joining us this morning are Willie McClendon and Pastor Charlotte Williams from the Unity Group of Chattanooga. And first of all, thank you guys so much for being here this morning.
Well, thank you for having us.
And looking at this, there are so many events, and I love that here in Chattanooga. I mean, there's something scheduled for every single day of the week.
Yes, we have a 10-day celebration, and we wanted to give people the opportunity to come out and support, as well as to be part of the celebration and part of the honoring. We want entire families to come out to not only support, but to learn and educate and pass it on to their children as well. Yes.
And let's talk about some of these events. I mean, there's panels, there's breakfast, there's so many different things. So kind of, what are some of the highlights?
Well, all of them are highlights. And so we want to have the community come out. We're going to kick off today at 3:00 p.m. and that'll be at Bethel AME Church, where we will have community control now, where they're asking for the community to come together, where we organize to enhance a community oversight board, where there will be transparency for policing and building our community. And then I would say on Tuesday at 6:00 p.m. at Westside Baptist Church, we will have a reparations panel. And that's where we can, quote unquote, talk about and get the wrongs right that has gone on in our nation. And then on Thursday at 6:00 p.m., which is January the 16th, we'll be meeting at the old former State Work Release Center. And that's where we're going to revitalize our community. It has been reopened. And so the organization called Community Haven is going to see how we can make our neighborhoods a safe and decent place to live. And then on that Friday at January the 17th at 6:00 p.m. at Eastdale Village Community United Methodist Church, we'll have a forum for young people, what is called the synonym of GUN, which is God, Universe, and Nature. And that is getting the youth involved and letting them see that there is nothing stronger than God, universe, and nature. And so that gun is their weapon. And then our annual prep breakfast will take place at 9:00 a.m. on Saturday the 18th, where we'll have Sister Catherine Meeks. She's the Episcopal priest that will be our guest speaker. And that is our only fundraiser that we have, and that is $25. So again, we just want to engage the community so that they can participate. And then that Monday, we will have Monday the 20th, which we all celebrate Dr. King. We'll line up at 12 o'clock or 12:15 on Peoples Street, and we'll have our annual march all the way down to Olivet. And then at 5 o'clock, we will have our town hall meeting, where we will have the old Vanguard introduce the new Vanguard. We will have Pastor Paul McDaniel, Representative Tommy Brown, Representative Joanne Favors, Lehman Pierce, and Sherman Matthews. That's the old Vanguard of teaching us the struggles. And so the community will be invited to have that question and answer period. But we also want to have Willie to speak to us, because that Sunday, January the 19th, we'll have our musical extravaganza. Because without the music, the civil rights movement, the music went along with the movement, and so we'll have her.
Yeah, and when we talk about music, we have to talk about some gospel. And Miss Willie, that's what you're here to talk about for us today. So kind of tell me a little bit about that.
We're having the Gospel Extravaganza, and it's going to be on Sunday, 5 p.m. at Tucker.
So next Sunday?
Next Sunday, at Tucker Missionary Baptist Church on Moore Road. And we have various groups of the city who will be participating, and we have C. Dwayne who will be there with the voices, and also the Inspirational Praise Choir, Jeff C. and Friends, the Olivet Baptist Church Mass Choir, Remnant, the spiritual highlights, and the Tucker Baptist Church Mass Choir will be taking part as well. And it's going to be a great event. It's a spiritual, uplifting service.
Yeah.
And last year it was standing room only.
Absolutely.
And so this year we're looking for the same.
And get there early.
Yes, get there
so you
early
can get a
and
good
get-
spot. Well, I can just tell the amount of planning and the amount of thought that went into all of these events
Yes.
to really touch on so many important parts of our community and all of the people that it brings together. And that's what Dr. King was all about.
Absolutely.
So I love that. Since there's a lot going on, we're going to post all of this on WRCBTV.com. That way you can have all the information and you can bring the kids out to different events and let them experience it and just fill your heart up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
thank you so much for having
Yeah.
us. And that's what the Unity Group wants to envision, that Chattanooga do come together. Because as Dr. King says, what affects one directly affects all of us indirectly.
I love
and
it.
so we have to work together because we're all bound in this together.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you.
being here this
Thank
morning.
you for having us.
We'll have more news and weather coming up after the break.